Hey friends, I'm back with some more records, some more music to share with you guys. I've been wanting to make this video for quite some time. I've just been busy, you know, life happens, but getting around to it now. So let's just get started. Starting with Anthony Braxton on the BYG Actual label. An album so challenging that the title was actually a diagram. Now this is, like I said, released on BYG Actual, and in 1969 the label invited a bunch of American composers over to record music, and this is one of the albums. There's actually a series of them. Really fun listen. Okay, Miles Davis, Big Fun, released on Columbia in 1974. A lot of players on this thing. There's the gatefold. Joe Zawinul actually wrote the opening song called Great Expectations. This is just a great compilation. Highly recommend it. Don Cherry, Organic Music, released on Caprice in, I want to say, 1972. This is the 2012 reissue. You can see it's a very colorful cover. Another gatefold. There's the inside. Duke Ellington, John Coltrane, Impulse Records. This is the 1996 reissue. This is a very beautiful album. Next record I'm about to show you guys is of a band that I'm not so familiar with, just a little bit. This is their 13th studio album by a band called Of Montreal. They're a psychedelic band. They're a current band actually. I think they're still together. I think they're still putting out albums. Now this particular album is like a nod to 70s glam, proto-punk, and like bands like T-Rex, Iggy Pop, Patti Smith. I hear a lot of hints of Led Zeppelin on here, especially on the on side 2 of this. This is a great album. Of Montreal, Aureate Gloom. Beautiful cover, by the way. Take a look at that. I just love it. Okay, another psychedelic album here. This one goes back to 1966 on United Artists label. This is the Charlie reissue of Psychedelic Sounds of the 13th Floor Elevators. This is actually 2 discs. The first one is in mono and the second one in stereo.
And I believe the mono disc was taken right from their original analog tapes, and stereo might have been something, I don't exactly remember where that stereo mix comes from. But
what's interesting about this is the stereo mix does have the track list order that the band actually wanted with the original song titles. The mono has actually what had come out in 1966. So, this is definitely a seminal album, a psych album. All right. Now, I'm not too hip to classical music, but I have heard that if I find stuff on the Phase 4 recordings to pick it up, because it just sounds amazing, and of course it actually did. This is on London Records, and this is Bach conducting the Kingsway Symphony Orchestra and Chorus. This record is beautiful. It's very shiny. It's on shiny black vinyl. just a beautiful label too. I love it. So, just wanted to share that with you real quick. All right, these next few records here are some post-punk and punk records, late 70s, early 80s. So moving on, we have original UK pressing of Peru's Dub Housing, released in 78 on the Chrysalis label. This is an outstanding record. This is, I believe, their sophomore album. If you haven't heard Peru, check out Modern Dance and this album too. Both equally stunning albums. Original US pressing of Magazine's Real Life. Another essential post-punk album. This is a band started by Howard Devoto soon after he left the Buzzcocks in 77. So if you like the Buzzcocks and you haven't heard Magazine, definitely check this out. Alright, this next album, well, if you like the Doors and you like punk rock, you might like the Stranglers, Ratus Novegicus. And I'd say, you know, if you like the Doors, that's just because it's, you know, heavy on the synth and the keyboards, you know, in some of these songs. But, you know, this is a really, really powerful album. Really a masterpiece to my mind. But the controversy of this album is that some of these songs are pretty sexist. So it's a bit of a conundrum, but still, you can't deny good music. The Nuns debut album, San Francisco punk rock, you know, late 70s, early 80s. I think this came out in 1980 on Posh Bowie Records. Great album. All right, continuing with the late 70s, got David Bowie, Heroes. This is his second album of the Berlin Trilogy. This is a U.S. Original U.S. pressing.
Jesus and Mary Chain.
Darklands. This is a reissue on Plain Recordings. I just love Jesus and Mary Chain. Wanted this reissue, and I'm so glad to have it. All right. Original pressing of Paul Simon's Graceland. I love this album so much. This is, and I got this for like $6 at the record store the other day in like near mint condition. There's nothing wrong with this record. And just this song, or this album has just great songs all the way through. Love this album. Continuing with Paul Simon is Simon and Garfunkel. This is a thrift store pickup. I suppose this is an early or original stereo pressing. Randy Newman, Little Criminals, another thrift store pickup. Mott the Hoople Live, another thrift store pickup. And finally, this is a little bit outside my wheelhouse, but this is Quincy Jones, the Dude. So pretty wild album, kind of disco-y, but you know, this is the guy who produced Michael Jackson. So this is, you know, high production record. It's really fun to put on. Not something I normally would listen to, but oh, and I like that cover too. It's pretty neat. All right, I got a few CDs real quick I want to share with you guys. I have this compilation of Nick Drake. It's called Way to Blue, an introduction to Nick Drake. And this features, you know, his best music from his three main albums, Brighter Later, 5 Leaves Left, and Pink Moon. Frank Black debut album, you know, Frank Black from the Pixies. This is his first solo album after the Pixies broke up. Another thrift store pickup is Dave Brubeck's Night Shift. And finally, another thrift store, McCoy Tyner's 44th Street Suite. Alright, I got one more piece of vinyl to share with you guys, and that's Joey Ramone. My son Elliot collects these Funko Pops, so this is going to go on his wall, but I thought it was pretty neat. Wanted to share it. So that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the flip side. Cheers.